Today I wanted to share with you how I got into journaling. I have loved writing for as long as I can remember. The idea of keeping a diary always felt so artistic and mysterious. I remember seeing clips from Violetta on Disney Channel. I didn't even watch the show, but I always just was so drawn to her journal. It was so cute. It had like little doodles in the corners and stuff, and it felt so special, the idea of having like your own little book with like your secrets. I remember a couple of diaries I had as a child. The first one being a little one I got from my dad when I was 8 maybe. I remember really wanting to write in it, but having a hard time with not being happy with how the pages turned out and stuff, so I will like rip out the pages if it didn't look as the way I wanted, or if I had fell off writing for a while. I didn't like having that time period of not writing in the book. I also remember a pink book with owls on it. I got in Paris when I was 11. It was my YouTube book, so I had a YouTube channel when I was when I was little. So I put down like my video ideas in that book, but my dog peed on the book, so I was very sad, but yeah. And then when I was 12, I got a fluffy notebook it was a pig. And I really loved that book as well. And I actually think I kept writing in it until I was like 15 maybe. I kept having this, I guess, urge to write as a teenager. I really enjoyed the feeling, but I also really enjoyed the feeling of having a new notebook. So I didn't really have that one book anymore, but I just wrote in whatever felt nice at the time. Now let's go through some books I can actually show you. When I was 18, I once again went to Paris and I found this notebook. I just thought it looked very cool. I started to use this right away there in Paris, and this was when I figured I should write in like cursive, and it looked really bad, but it got better with time, so yeah. And I used this book for random things. Like, honestly, it felt kind of performative looking back on it, because it felt like I used this book as the way I thought someone should use a journal, and not really how it was beneficial for me. For 2024, I wanted to start the year off fresh, and I wanted to get a new journal. I customized this on like a Swedish customize website, and it's really cute. I really like this book, and this was the book that really got the habit to stick for me to journal regularly. And yeah, I wrote pretty regularly in it, like, and maybe if I fell off from writing, I would eventually get back into it. So this worked out really good for me, and I didn't think anymore of like the aesthetics of it. I just wrote whatever I felt like, if I like about what I did that day or my feelings and stuff. Yeah, I feel like this book really made me realize like the benefits of journaling. In later 2024, a video of Life with Hope started to pop up in my feed, and it was a video of her setting up her pocket Filofax, and I remember thinking that I am not allowed to watch that video, because I thought that if I watched that video I would become obsessed and I would want to get my own. And I did. Eventually I let myself watch the video, and almost immediately I got myself a pocket Filofax. I bought it secondhand on Vinted for very cheap. I don't think this is real leather, but I really enjoyed it because it's pink and it's very cute. And I got this in October 2024, so until then I had used this as my journal, and then I had a separate like paper planner from the same company. Yeah, I was so excited when I got this. I hadn't heard of Filofax previously, so I called my mom and I was like, I have found this really cool thing. It's called a Filofax, and she was like, yeah, it's has been around for very long, but okay. So yeah, but I really loved my Filofax. I used it for everything. It really contained my whole life. It's not very interesting to look through right now because I'm not currently really using it. But yeah, I had it as a wallet, as my planner, as a notebook, and as a journal. It was everything. I remember starting to become familiar with brands like Hobonichi through YouTube, but I was like, why would I ever get that? Because I have this. I was like, this is superior. And I thought I would never get anything else again because I just loved it so much. But it didn't last long. Or I really loved it, but I got into Hobonichi, okay. Because I started to watch Megan Rhiannon and also Rachel in Theory, and I got very intrigued by the Hobonichi Cousin, and I thought it would be good for school. I liked that Megan Rhiannon used the daily pages pretty much like as a notebook or a commonplace, I guess, and then did the indexing in the beginning of the book. I thought it would be a real good idea for school notes, so that you can write your notes on these pages and then index them in the cal index in the front. But when 2025 rolled around, I had already realized that this wasn't really working the way I wanted. I actually have ripped out the first pages in this book because I thought that I'm just gonna delete what I did so I can use the book for something else. I think it was because I got too like perfectionistic. I don't know if that's how you say it in English actually, but I really... It took me so much time to write the notes pretty in this book, and since I really thought it was such a pretty book, I didn't want to write ugly notes in it. So it was just so time consuming and it was not functional for school for me. And for 2025, I had also realized that I didn't really like the archiving system of the Filofax. I didn't feel like I had to archive the like planning stuff, but the journal pages I obviously wanted to keep and not throw away. So for 2025, I actually bought the Hobonichi Techo original, and I really like this book. So I used this for daily journaling in 2025. I actually got this A5 cover as a Christmas gift by my boyfriend in 2024. So but since I had like decided that I didn't really know what to do with the cousin, when I ordered my Techo original, I also picked up an A5 notebook because I thought that then I could keep it in this cover and I could use it as a commonplace. Commonplaces never really worked for me, honestly, but I really wanted to try. So in 2025, I used the Hobonichi Techo for journaling and I used the Filofax for planning. It was a really great match. I enjoyed this very, very much. They're so cute. They're so small. I also bought a pocket Leuchtturm. I bought this just for like quick notes on the go or just whatever I wanted to write in it. I wanted to have like a messy notebook since I had so many like print notebooks, and honestly I think I also just wanted a new notebook actually, but I did use it quite a lot. A couple of months into 2025, I also really wanted to try out the Hobonichi Weeks. I can't show it because I don't have it anymore, but I used it for planning. I pretty much used it interchangeably with my Filofax. So if I had maybe a little more of a stressful period and I didn't have time to always update inserts and stuff, I could just use the Hobonichi Cousin, the Hobonichi Weeks instead. when my birthday came around, I got this from my boyfriend's parents. It's a blue traveler's notebook. It's very, very pretty. I tried some different inserts and ways to use this, but I figured that the way I like to use it the most was to use it for, I guess, like special occasion journaling. So I pretty much, I guess I kind of like scrapbook in it, and like when something a little more exciting happens in my life, I like to put in pictures in here and journal about it. And I still do this today as well, so it worked out really good. I also tried to start using the Cousin again, since I had it. I tried journaling or memory keeping in it, and I also tried planning in it, as well as commonplace. I used this for experimentation really, and it was fun to have throughout the year for trying different stuff out. Later in the year, I actually also tried out I get so many books. I also tried out a Pocket TN, or this is called a passport. I thought I could use it pretty much as I had used the Leuchter. Pretty much like a journal on the go. Once again, I tried some different inserts with this, and basically it didn't really stick. So sadly, I kind of regret buying this, but I can always sell it if I don't come up with an idea on how to use it. But it's very cute. It's just a black one. When it comes to my notebook I intended to use for commonplace, it rather just became scrap paper, mostly for school. I did some commonplacing in it, but as I said, that doesn't really work for me, that journaling style, I guess. It's yeah. And as you can see, I have also cut it down to an A5 Slim, because I wanted to see the feeling of like how big a Louise Carmen is, because I'm very intrigued by the Louise Carmen. At the end of the year, I came to the conclusion that these two, they were the main characters of the year. They worked out so good. I'm very happy with these. And I don't really use this anymore, as I said, but I really want to find a use case for it. And this was so much fun. And there is a lot of blank pages in it as well, but it's mostly filled out, and it's so much fun to have a year in a book. I can just look back and see what they did, and it's very fun. Yeah, I did try some time to use it. When I tried to journal in my Cousin, I tried to plan in this, but I only did it for a very short period, so yeah. And of course, I also really enjoyed experimenting with the Cousin, and at the end of the year, I actually feel like I got in the groove of using it. It started to work out kind of nicely, and it was when I started to watch Moonlit Journal. I took inspiration from her and started to, like, instead of journaling about what I did that day in here, I started to journal about more how I felt that day, or something that was on my mind. And that worked out better for me. And I think you can see, like, on some pages, if you watch Moonlit Journal, that I for sure took inspiration from her. I don't know, I just feel like this kind of looks like her. I have noticed that I'm really bad at using the back pages in the Hobonichis. I don't know what it is, I just forget that they exist. I have, like, a plan in the beginning of the year how I want to use them, and then I just don't. But I feel like that's not the main part of the of the books anyway, so it's okay. I believe that's everything I wanted to share today. I have used the occasional other book here and there, but these are the most notable, I would say. And obviously 2025 was a big year of experimentation for me. I didn't realize I used these many books, but if you know, you know. It's very much a fun hobby, and I really enjoy trying out different books. And I think that all of these books helped me realize like what I enjoy to use now. So that I tried the pocket notebooks and stuff like that, that made me realize that doesn't work for me. How would I know if I hadn't tried, you know? I would love to share what I'm using for 2026 in a future video. But these are all of the ones from my previous, or this is still in use. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.